The founder. Let's start with the most obvious one. The founder builds a company from nothing, usually with an idea nobody else believed in yet. No inheritance, no head start, just a problem they couldn't stop thinking about and the stubbornness to solve it anyway. Sara Blakely famously started Spanx with $5,000 in savings and no background in fashion or retail. She cut the feet off a pair of pantyhose in her apartment and turned that one moment into $1 billion company. What makes the founder different from every other type on this list is the sheer amount of risk absorbed up front. There's no fallback, no safety net, just years of uncertainty before anyone else recognizes what they saw early. Roughly 88% of the world's billionaires built their fortune rather than inherited it, and the founder is the purest version of that number. They don't get rich by discovering an opportunity. They get rich by refusing to let go of one. The flipper. The flipper doesn't build things from scratch. They find things that are undervalued, improve them, and sell them for more than they paid. This started with real estate, but it now applies everywhere. Domain names, used cars, thrifted furniture, small businesses bought for pennies on the dollar and turned profitable again. What makes the flipper unique is the speed of the cycle. Where a founder might spend a decade building one company, a flipper might complete 20 separate deals in that same window, each one small, each one compounding. The skill isn't creation, it's recognition, knowing what's worth more than its current price tag, and having the patience to wait for the right buyer. Some of the wealthiest flippers never build a single original product in their entire career. They just get extremely good at spotting value everyone else missed. The franchisee. The franchisee takes a different bet entirely. Instead of building something new, they buy into something that already works. A McDonald's location, a gym franchise, a cleaning service with a proven playbook. What they're really purchasing isn't just a business. It's a blueprint, tested by thousands of other locations before theirs. This removes a huge amount of risk compared to the founder, but it comes with a trade-off. Franchisees usually don't own a groundbreaking idea. They own flawless execution of someone else's idea, scaled across multiple locations. The wealthiest franchisees rarely stop at one. They reinvest profits into buying a second location, then a third, then a 10th, until they're not running one store anymore. They're running a small empire built entirely on someone else's original concept. The Freelancer-Turned-Agency-Owner. This one starts small. A single freelancer, working alone, trading hours for dollars. A designer, a copywriter, a video editor. But at some point, the freelancer hits a ceiling. There are only so many hours in a day and only so much they can charge for each one. The ones who break through that ceiling do something specific. They stop selling their own time and start selling other people's time instead. They hire a second freelancer, then a third. Suddenly, they're not doing the design work anymore. They're running an agency, managing clients and talent instead of pixels and deadlines. The margins are thinner per project, but the ceiling disappears completely. Some of the fastest growing agencies in the world started as one person with a laptop and a portfolio website, and grew simply by refusing to stay a one-person operation. The Dropshipper. The Dropshipper never touches the product they sell. They build a store, run ads, and when a customer buys something, a separate supplier ships it directly to that customer's door. No warehouse, no inventory, no manufacturing. What makes this category unique is how low the barrier to entry actually is. Someone can launch a store in a single afternoon for less than the cost of a nice dinner. But that low barrier is also the catch. Thousands of people try this exact model every single day, and the vast majority never turn a profit. The self-made millionaires who emerge from dropshipping usually aren't the ones who found the perfect product. They're the ones who tested 50 failed products before finding the one that worked, and then reinvested everything back into scaling it while everyone else gave up after the first failure. The content creator. This type didn't exist 20 years ago. The content creator builds an audience first, and only afterward figures out how to monetize it. A YouTube channel, a podcast, a newsletter with a following that trusts every recommendation it makes. What separates the wealthy creators from the rest is diversification. Ad revenue alone rarely makes anyone rich. The real money shows up once a creator launches their own product, merchandise, or paid membership built directly on top of an audience that already trusts them. Mr. Beast didn't just get rich from YouTube ad revenue. He got rich from Feastables, a chocolate brand built entirely on an audience he spent years building for free. The content creator's real business isn't content, it's attention, and knowing exactly how to convert it once it's built. The trades entrepreneur. Not every self-made millionaire built a tech company or a personal brand. Some built a plumbing business, an electrical company, a landscaping crew that started with one truck and one employee, who was also the owner. The trades entrepreneur often gets overlooked in conversations about self-made wealth, mostly because the work isn't glamorous and rarely photographs well for social media. But the math is simple and repeatable. Learn a skilled trade that's always in demand. Start a single crew, reinvest the profits into a second crew, then a third, until there's an entire company running with the owner rarely picking up a tool themselves anymore. Some of the wealthiest small business owners in the country never built an app or an audience. They just built something people always need fixed and scaled the crew instead of the ego. The stock market self-made. Not every fortune comes from starting a business at all. Some self-made millionaires built their wealth entirely through investing, without ever founding a company or selling a single product. This path looks the slowest from the outside, and in most cases, it actually is. But it also carries the least risk of total collapse. There's no single point of failure, no one customer or one product that can sink everything overnight. The stock market self-made investor wins through consistency instead of intensity. Small amounts, invested regularly for 20 or 30 years, compounding quietly in the background while nobody's watching. By the time anyone notices, the numbers have already become impossible to ignore. Which brings us to the one thing every type on this list actually has in common. None of them got lucky in the way people assume. The founder didn't get lucky. They absorbed years of risk nobody else was willing to carry. The flipper didn't get lucky. They trained their eye to spot value before anyone else could see it. The trades entrepreneur didn't get lucky. They scaled a business most people overlook completely. Self-made wealth isn't one path. It's dozens of different paths that all share the exact same requirement. Start before it's safe, and keep going after everyone else already quit.